When we look at the structural engineering of the Giza Plateau, the traditional tomb narrative becomes a mathematical and physical impossibility. We are trained to recognize machines by their moving gears or electrical circuits, but these structures operate on a different paradigm, one that requires no copper wires or combustion. Giza and the subterranean temples in Malta are precision-engineered, solid-state psychoacoustic machines. The builders utilized precision-carved stone to manipulate wave mechanics. At the Hall Sufliani hypogeum, the architecture itself acts as a resonant cavity, shaped specifically to capture and amplify mechanical vibrations. These are physics engines designed to modify the neurobiological baseline of the people inside them. To understand the function of these sites, we have to look past the stone and analyze them through the lens of archaeoacoustics. Just as a guitar's hollow body traps and amplifies a vibrating string, this macro-scale acoustic network was built to capture specific frequencies. Our goal is to reverse engineer the Giza Plateau to find its intended operating frequency. Forensic audits of these ancient chambers reveal a singular recurring baseline, exactly 110 Hz. Deciphering the pyramids requires us to prove how this stone architecture was mathematically engineered to sustain that specific signal. The engineering starts with the acoustic wave equation, lambda equals velocity divided by frequency. If we divide the speed of sound, 343 meters per second, by 110 Hz, we get an acoustic wavelength of exactly 3.12 meters. The interior dimensions of subterranean chambers worldwide are exact multiples of this wavelength. This precision forces the sound waves to reflect off the walls and collide at the exact right millisecond, a process known as constructive interference. This creates a continuous, high-energy standing wave. Because these dimensions match the sound's wavelength, the chambers function as resonant cavities, amplifying the 110 Hz signal in a continuous feedback loop. This acoustic energy is then converted into electricity by the stone itself. The King's Chamber at Giza is built entirely from Aswan red granite. This granite is composed of up to 55% silicon dioxide, or quartz crystal. Quartz is highly piezoelectric. Applying mechanical stress to its crystal lattice generates an electrical charge. The chamber's standing wave creates intense pressure, violently compressing the quartz in the walls. This acoustic stress forces the granite to release a localized electromagnetic field. By utilizing sound to generate electricity, the ancient builders turned the pyramid into a solid-state piezoelectric power plant. This combination of acoustic and electromagnetic energy has a direct effect on human neurobiology. In 2008, UCLA neuroscientists used MRI and EEG scans to monitor test subjects exposed to a steady 110 Hz tone. The results showed that the frequency mathematically suppresses activity in the left temporal lobe, the brain's analytical, fear-based survival center. Simultaneously, it hyperactivates the prefrontal cortex, triggering states of heightened consciousness. To calibrate this effect across the plateau, the ancients used a tuning port located in the head of the Sphinx. Records from 1926 describe a 5-foot deep shaft in the Sphinx's skull. By adjusting the volume of air inside the shaft, using stone plugs or fluid, operators calibrated the resonance of the subterranean chambers below. This mechanism allowed the ancient builders to tune the entire underground network to exactly 110 Hz, creating a system meant to elevate human consciousness. The U.S. military-industrial complex has spent decades and millions of dollars reverse engineering this exact physics. This is documented in the declassified 1983 report CIA RDP 96, titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process. The CIA utilized Monroe Institute technology known as Hemi-Sync, a method for manipulating brainwaves through sound. This technology uses binaural beats. If the left ear receives 300 Hz and the right receives 304 Hz, the brain tries to compensate. It generates a third, phantom frequency of 4 Hz internally, forcing the two hemispheres to synchronize. By using modern headphones to achieve this, the intelligence community was replicating the same neurobiological override the ancients built into the stone at Giza. The standing waves in ancient megalithic chambers were designed to trigger this same synchronization without the need for electronics. The intelligence apparatus validated these ancient spiritual mechanics as military-grade physics. After reverse engineering these effects, the modern control system moved to silence the original machines, going so far as to pour concrete into the Sphinx's cranial tuning port. The ancients built a network to move the human mind out of a baseline of fear. The modern suppression of these sites suggests a concerted effort to keep that technology out of public reach. Human enlightenment in this context is a reproducible mathematical equation, one that remains classified and sealed behind modern concrete.